Oh, good Choco hype. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to episode 54 of the A-listers, ladies and gentlemen. We are here, and this is going to be one hell of a show. This is going to be one hell of an episode. We have a lot to talk about. Tottenham Hotspur did the best thing this weekend, and they burned down Old Trafford. Love to see it. Arsenal with another set-piece goal to beat Leicester. So today we're asking the question, are they sustainable? And is there an Enzo Maresca revolution at Chelsea? Or, are the poach-outers just doing too much right now? We're going to talk about everything, Habibis, today. Everything, But first and foremost, I have to start by thanking the people. Because as you guys saw in my community tab, I posted it like 15 minutes, 30 minutes before the show started. Today, we went to Premier League fan zone. You get me? We went on Premier League fan zone. We cooked. Alhamdulillah. It was an unbelievable stream. It was an unbelievable episode. I spoke about my club. I gave analogies about the jungle, just like when I do it over here. And it was fun. It was fun, man. And today I just remembered all the starts and how I started this channel out by streaming on an Android phone. You get me? In the bedroom, on a stack of books. And now we're here doing interviews on TV. So that was just a moment right there to just kind of recap and recall everything that we've went through together as a community and as a people. So big up to every single one of you guys. Thank you to everyone who has supported the channel, everyone who supported the movement. You get me? And we're here. We appreciate you all. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And today, there's another guy that has a milestone as well. His milestone is 50,000 subscribers. He's my brother. But by the way, can we establish that there's a difference between like me hating Lewis and me hating his club? Why do people think I hate Lewis? I don't hate Lewis, you frauds. And Lewis doesn't hate me, you frauds. I hate Chelsea and he hates Liverpool. This is normal. Do you want us to do this NBA kiss-ass thing that they do in basketball where we all love each other? F that, bro. We all must hate each other. This is football. Like and subscribe. Man like Lewis is in the building. 50K.
Smart.
Congratulations in the chat now.
Thank you, guys. Big up to the chat. Big up, bro. Congratulations to you as well for getting on the fan zone, man. We both moving up. Congratulations, bro. But yeah, it's good to be back after another win. Starting to get used to this feeling. Also, I remember I did hear what you said before we went live. I should not be the one going on to bottom row. You should put the guy who just scraped a victory over a Maresca Leicester City. He should be going down to the bottom row because that was a bit worrying for a little bit. But it's good to be back. Big up to every single one of you. Hit the likes, subscribe, all of that. Up the Chelsea. Up the Chelsea.
Big up to you. Big up to you. Yo, there's some comments. Listen, I appreciate it, brother, but you get me? Fairs.
Chelsea.
Fairs. Anita. Joining us next on the channel, you get me? He's currently outside driving around in Beirut, Texas. You get me? But we love him anyway because he gave us the best moment of this weekend. One thing is we can all be honest about this. We can all say we love when Man United lose. This is something that the whole league agrees on. Jacob is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Big up to Jacob. He'll be on camera in a second.
Hey.
Big up, Jacob, man. Thank you for joining us.
Go Power Rangers. Is that what we're saying today? That what we're saying today. Go Power Rangers.
Big up the Power Rangers. Big up. Appreciate you, Jacob, man. Big up to you. And joining us next on the channel, he's not ready yet, but I'm going to add his chair. So joining us next on the channel, everyone's favorite Arsenal fraud in the building. You get me? So joining us is Egal's chair. How are you doing, Egal's chair? Big up to you, Egal's chair. Shout out to him. That's the only way I can introduce him. Egal's chair.
You know what? It's the most logical thing you've said about Chelsea in years, man. Big up, bro. Big up. What?
I cannot believe you just done that. You're so fraudulent. Big up Egal's chair. Man. Let's go. Egal's chair. Oh my God. And last but not least, obviously the biggest loser this week, Man United. You get me? Old Trafford is falling down. Ten Hag is a effing clown. Glazer's staying 10 more years. We're all drinking Shikh steers. Shikh is in the building. How you doing, Shikh, man?
Big up. Big up, big up. I'm here yet again to pay for the sins of my football club. But big up to everyone. Big up to Hassam. Obviously, congratulations to you, bro. See you on the fan zone. That's obviously great to see. And Lewis as well. Big up to you for the 50K, bro. Big up to Egal's chair every single time, just like his Champions League trophy. And then also big up to Jacob, man. Big up, Jacob. Big up.
Big up, Jacob. Yeah, big up, Jacob. Big up Egal's chair, regardless. Big up Egal's chair, regardless.
Oh, it's peak today. It's peak. It's peak every single week. It looks like at this point. It's peak every week, man. It's peak every week. Man, are telling me to look at the Premier League table. You know, jeez. I don't even think my phone has enough resolution size to show me where my club is.
Oh, let's do that together. Why not?
At this moment.
Premier League standings. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wow, you have to click more standings. And even then, I can't see your club. You know how embarrassing that is? Look at that.
You couldn't see Jacob's also, but yeah,
you don't
want to mention that. You don't want to
okay, but at least when I click the first button, here. See? I click the first button, I see Jacob at least. At least.
That's true. That's fair.
But then, there you are. You're below Brentford. Oh my!
We're 3 points. We're 3 points above Everton, people. The Everton that we clowned, Sean Dyche, this and that, start of the season, getting packed again and again. We're just 3 points over Everton, people.
Wait, how
this
much
is the reality.
Difference?
-4 or -3. I'm sorry, -3.
Oh,
I thought it was -4. I knew it was in the minuses. That's one thing for sure.
This is mad, wallah. This is mad. Big up to Futur who says, Assalamu alaikum, y'all. Certain man said Arsenal breaking 15 goals record by Chelsea. It's not Halloween yet, or let alone clock moving backwards.
Oh, yeah. We are already at 5 goals, and it's at 1/7 of the season in, and they've already got 1/3 of the goals that we have conceded.
That is a fantastic point. But guys, please, can you stop spreading AI edited videos of myself? I never claimed any.
You can say AI all you want. We know. We know.
This guy's such a fraud.
Listen.
Your time is coming.
Fair enough. I know, you know how Lewis acts. He as soon as the 16th goal goes in, I'm gonna get cooked. But it is what it is.
15 goal day.
Yes. Big up to Ed who says, congrats, Lewis. 50K, not a small deal, is what was Ed says. Big up to Cantaloupe.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. On to the next 50.
Yes, let's go. 50K. Congratulations to 2 of my favorite content creators, Lewis. I want to get that kit with the CP on the back. Oh, Cole Palmer. Should I get the print in white or pink? Also, props to Egal for believing Cole Palmer would cook.
Up the Chelsea. And also, yeah, go for the pink one. Fuck it. But you can only get that from the Chelsea mega store.
What the hell is this? Which one's the pink one?
No, it's gonna be the cup print. We ain't even played in this kit yet for it to even be out. But I'd assume that would be the Conference League one or something. Because in the Premier League, it'll be different color print.
But there are 2 completely... I just googled Chelsea pink shirt. There are 2 completely different shades of pink. Here, tell me which one is it? Because one is actually good looking. The other one looks like garbage. Which one? This one?
Oh, it's none of them. Is this? It's the one I'm wearing now. It's this one. We ain't worn it in the game yet. Yeah, it is.
No, that's black.
And pink.
Black and pink. But how can you say the main color of that is pink? That's fraudulent.
Oh, yeah, no. The shirt print's going to be in pink for cup games.
Yeah. You're a fraud, Kyriakos. But thank you for this move. Appreciate it. Receipts are there. You know how I move, Hussam. We get it. My name is Redline of Teranga, and I'm a snitch. I've never seen someone so proud of being a snitch in my whole life. You get me? Fraudulent. Fraudulent, wallahi. Big up to you, Redline Teranga. Can we move the chair to the top row? Here's the thing. We could theoretically do this because Jacob is below Egal in the league. And that's the A-list.
By the way, I'm right here. I'm sorry to everybody. I'm just telling you, my little boy's been sick for 5 days now, and he's been an absolute nightmare to put to bed. He does not want to go to sleep with my wife, and he's constantly begging for me. He's literally right next to me. I don't want to put him on camera, but the guy's been crying for an hour now. I'm sorry, Hussam. Wallahi, genuinely.
Nah, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry.
Part of being a dad. We get it.
Yeah, big up the
Big up to him.
familia.
Hopefully he gets well soon.
This I think is realistic right here. You know, Jacob did give us a great win, but he is in like 10th place. Big up to Lewis on 50k is what Crawley Eagle
Thank you,
says.
Crawley. Big up, brother. My guy.
Congrats, Hussam and Lewis. More to come is what Suraida says. Terima kasih. Thank you, Suraida. Thank you. Shukran. TK as well. Congrats to Lewis and Hussam for Fan Zone. Appreciate you, my guy.
Love
TK.
everywhere. Appreciate you guys.
Big up. Yes, this real love right here. The official name is Receipt Collector. The official name is Snitch. That's the official name. Don't be changing up the names to suit your agenda. Official name, Snitch. From now on, I'm going to call you Red Line Taranga the Snitch. ألف مبروك على نجاحك حبيبي. شكرا زير. Thank you my brother. Thank you to everyone who's supported us, supported the channel. Anyway, listen, enough of the lovey-dovey. Let's get to the to the problems in this team. Shout out to everyone who sent in a super chat. Shout out to everyone who's watching us right now. Hit the like button now and subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. Since Jacob left us, Shikh, the floor is yours, Habibi. Talk to me about your rat infestation of a football club. What's going on?
Yeah, man. Big up, man. Big up to everyone. Like I said, another week where I pay the sins of my football club, man. Is there okay, since we're here, is there really much more that we do need to talk about when it comes to this club, when it comes to the manager, when it comes to these players? Everything. Ineos, everything. I was sitting here at the start of the season thinking this shit can't possibly be worse than last year. But boy, am I wrong. It's getting worse. And it's for me at this moment, it's really just a matter of time. I honestly 3-0 down. Bruno gets sent off. I was on Flawless's watch along. Shout out to Flawless and Sarcasm City TV. I was on his watch along, and when Bruno gets sent off, it was me, him, and Eddie. We're all just laughing because we're not even surprised at this point. I'm done showing any type of emotion towards this team, man. Seriously, I'm out of words to say. I come on here, I repeat myself from time and time again. Yes, we'll have a good performance here and there, but the overall consensus is that we're just shit, man. We're a shit football club. Some United fans want to, include other clubs in this whole Mud Brothers thing. And I said this myself. I have my own show called Mud Brothers, and we're the only Mud Brothers here. We're the only ones. Chelsea are not no Mud Brothers anymore. Look at Chelsea right now, man. Look at Sancho right now. Thriving, performing so well, but somehow we're the ones.
Got a new brother.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I did.
No, man. This new brother put 3 past us this weekend. I can't even say that he's our new Mud Brother. He put 3 past us this weekend. We look like we were nothing against him, man.
Older brother.
And yeah, man, Bruno Fernandes getting a red card, and then him coming out taking no accountability, saying I don't think it was a red card. Come on, man, let's start. Well, we've come on in here, we've talked about Declan Rice in the past. He should have lunged out. He shouldn't have done that. Don't give a referee a decision to make. And what did Bruno Fernandes do there? He slipped, yet he's still trying to kick Maddison. Explain that to me. And one of the biggest problems that I have is this statement that I just say. Explain it to me. Oftentimes, when it comes to Man United and when we're watching them, I seriously don't understand what I'm watching. I'm baffled. We don't have the simple basics in our team, man. And my fan base is having this conversation of, Ten Hag should be here. We're writing freaking letters to keep this manager at our club. What is bro? I don't know. I'm tired at this point, of even going on and just talking about the problems that are the club. They're evident. This manager has no clue of what to do. And the funniest thing is that he's actually gotten the best out of these players at one time in his first season. But since then, he's literally failed and we haven't progressed. We're not in this stage right now where we're not Liverpool when Klopp first came in, where they're trying to challenge. They see a team. There's a foundation. All you need to go out is go and buy those players, all that type of stuff. Back to managers, yes, this and that. Identity, cool. We're not even at that stage. We're at a stage where we just came from our pause. We just we're at the back of our worst ever Champions League season and worst ever Premier League season. And the first thing that Ineos do, a new regime, is keep him. The first thing that they do is keep him. So when I called this window a 5 out of 10, and when I said that we're not going to get past 50 goals scored this season, everyone told me that I was an idiot and I was stupid and I'm making all these outlandish claims. But it looks like it turns out that I'm right. I can even bring up some stats for this game real quick, right? That I brought up yesterday.
Give us the stats. No problem. Let's go.
I got
We're
you,
in the Premier League studio. Let's go.
Yeah, here we go. Here's some stats, people. Yesterday, throughout the 90 minutes, Tottenham accumulated an XG of 4.67, according to Opta. That's the highest that Man United have ever faced at Old Trafford in our entire existence yesterday. It's also the most that Tottenham have ever had in a single Premier League game against us yesterday. To put that figure also into perspective, Spurs have created a higher XG than we have at Old Trafford this season. Ourselves, the home team, right? We faced a higher Hussam, you're going to like this one. We faced a higher XG against Spurs yesterday than we did when we lost to you guys 7-0.
That's
yesterday. And some people in the chat are saying I'm wrong. It was 5.33, even worse. 5. Yeah, man, I don't know what to say, man.
Jacob, that works if you just click the auto rotate function. Go ahead, Shikh.
I don't know what to say. What more do I have to look forward to? When
I just want to ask you one question. Question, and then we'll let Jacob go as well. Genuine, serious question. We all understand now why Ten Hag has to leave the football club. 100%. Ten Hag must leave. You are 100% correct. No need to gaslight. Which one of the players you want to leave with him? Tell me, because you've mentioned Eddie. I watch. Shout out to my boy Eddie. Anybody can get it.
Anybody can get it. Shout out to Eddie, man. Every single time.
So speaking of anybody, we get it. Yalla, Ten Hag out, sack him. I understand. Who from the players you are and I'm saying, because Shikh, I'll tell you the example. There are players you're willing to give a chance at least. I'm asking you, forget chances. Which players are you completely done with?
Bruno, Rashford. If we're just going down the whole team, Bruno, Rashford, Maguire, Mount. I'm trying to just think at the top of my head, like Højlund. I'm done with Højlund. Even this Ugarte signing. Oh, brother. Oh, like I just look at my team right now and I'm just disgusted, bro. Like, Lewis, when you were in this stage with Poch last year, bro, that's just what I'm with right now, going through right now.
Bro,
you're lucky enough that
I've
you
said
got rid of
all
him.
Season.
Your club
You
got rid
guys,
of him.
I watch you all, and I see an alternate timeline where they kept that Satanist. And every day I give thanks to God that they got rid of him. I feel for you, like, genuinely. I can't even mock you guys with the whole Ten Hag thing anymore. I just feel bad for you lot. Genuinely, I feel bad because I feel the same thing for most guys with managers, except maybe Arsenal. But for you, yeah, you're in this stage of limbo because he's not going. You don't know when he's going. And until then, I'd just be disconnected to the whole fucking thing. I'd be like, what's the point? I know we're not progressing. I know we're not going anywhere until we change a manager. So,
Lewis,
Lewis,
I don't care what you say. This is completely worse. And I'll tell you why.
This is worse.
Because they kept him.
Because we kept him.
No, it's even worse than that. There's an even worse step. The two most likely managers to take over are Southgate and Potter.
See, here's the thing. Potter would have them defending better. Same thing with Southgate. They're both upgrades, which is the worst part of this whole thing.
Lewis, if they get Gareth's minds, you know this. You know
yeah, they are. But the maddest thing is he probably would be a better option for them than Ten Hag. Like Potter, if Potter goes to them though, like, but I don't know what he's doing. You joined one club that was in desperate need of a rebuild, and it killed your CV. You're gonna do it again? Because United still need a rebuild in spite of all of that. You change the manager, you'll have a better system, but a lot of them players need to go too. They're not good enough, and a lot of them were bought under Ten Hag and have failed under Ten Hag. Exactly. You lot need the Clear Lake rebuild as well as a new manager. So overall, it's like another year or two for you to get to where you should be, but you ain't even going to make the first step forward with Ten Hag still in charge.
70% of our squad is Ten Hag squad.
Let me just show the people this, because some people will accuse us of trolling. But guys, I swear to you, I'm not even trolling. Read.
Oh, Ben Jacobs.
Yeah, Ineos are known admirers.
No, it's not that deep.
Gareth Southgate and
Jacobs.
Graham Potter, and both.
You never know. You man could just spawn a random guy from nowhere and he'll be semi-decent as well.
No,
It don't
but-
have to be a face that you know, for example.
But even then, realistically, let's just say none of this scenario doesn't take place. And what is the other ideal scenario that everyone's been saying that Ruud will probably take over if Ten Hag gets sacked? Who's to even say Ruud will do a good job?
Oh
Because
my gosh!
if people are
3-0.
saying that Ruud is the person who's in charge of, or he's the one who's instructing all these tactics and all that type of stuff, we're losing games.
Semenyo is cold,
So it's like,
man.
if it is Ruud who's doing all these tactics, man, we're still losing games. We're still getting, scored 3 goals at home. So it's like, I don't understand if Ruud is the one who's going to take over. How's that even a positive thing to celebrate over? Yes, the positive thing is Ten Hag is going away, but if you look at long term too, we're still probably going to be in that rut, and it starts from Ineos. Ineos put us in this rut by keeping him in the first place. When they took over Nice, they got a new manager. Why was it any different for us? When this is a much bigger investment for you too. This is a much bigger investment for you as compared to Nice. So why would you?
I was going to say it's a double whammy for you as well, because you lot sacrificed Sancho for Ten Hag, and he's not even going to be here in a couple of weeks. My head would be on fucking Mars with this whole situation. All you had to do would just be like, you won the FA Cup, off you pop into the sunset with a medal. There you go. Really? Perfect farewell. You want a trophy, you beat Man City, leave.
Our club's done it before too. Like when Louis van Gaal won the FA Cup, we sacked him, and we still got in Mourinho after that season. So it's like,
that's what I expected you lot to do.
Yeah, I thought we would too. I was under this whole thing. I had a Eric Ten Hag celebration stream ready. It was on StreamYard, just ready. The studio was created, but none of that stuff ever took place. Like it's.
Oh.
And now we're stuck and we're in this rut, and it's hey man, it's going to continue. But my fan base wants to sit here and write letters to keep this manager, and fight for this manager for what? Like I don't get it, man. What tactics? What identity? What do we have? Who's going to score our goals? I keep saying this again and again. We play Porto next. Well, oh dude, good luck, Man United, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
And then you got Villa away,
and we got Villa away. Yeah. Good luck, man.
I just want to say one thing before, we let obviously Jacob, because he has to speak. Here's the thing. I was one of the people that said maybe keeping Ten Hag is not the worst decision in the world because the options in the market were so trash. But now I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe even the trash options are better than the trash they're doing right now. That's the thing.
I hope you understand where my stance was at last season as well because of this. I hope you get it.
No, I don't.
But
Poch is actually a good manager.
Another thing
no, he's not. No, let it go. He's trash.
Listen, Ogochoku is the reason why Bournemouth are winning 3-0 right now, and he was in your team last season.
You sure it's not Haramsdale in goal, man? Like Hologramsdale and all of that, because I've seen 3 chances and 3 goals.
Apparently, I'm not allowed to cook Arsenal unless I ask Terry for permission first.
It's encouraged because we don't get a lot from you. That's completely the opposite.
Oh, I don't think Ramsdale is a good keeper at all. I think he's trash. I don't like.
Yeah, but he's Southampton.
He is crap. We'll be speaking in the Arsenal section whether they're sustainable or not. Jacob, 3-0 victory. Big up, man. Big up.
Hey, big up. I'm still sweating, but what a great start to the show I've had, huh?
Could she see me if I'm doing this? Can she see the screen?
Look, if she looks up, there she's looking now. Now she sees y'all. Earlier she was looking at my phone like, what the heck is that? Speaking of what the heck is that, Ten Hag, how you doing, Shikh? No, in all seriousness, I don't even know if you asked me a question, but Tottenham Hotspur, we're back, baby. And everyone better be worried. All right, I woke this little girl up just for this, so she can be witness to everybody hearing me when I say this. Ange Postecoglou is the man, the Messiah, the myth, the legend. He can part the Red Sea. He can part any sea. I'm not talking about the one at Old Trafford. All right, I'm talking about the metaphorical one. Look, no, I just think I've said this every week here on El Ahwa on my channel that. Yes, Baby Jacob does take... This is actually Athena, though. Baby Jacob is a little bit bigger. I got 2 of these things. what was I saying? Mike Doss, you absolute fraud.
You were talking about how Spurs are back and Ainge is like the next Pep.
Well, I don't know about next Pep. You know, we got to win a few trophies in order to start talking in those conversations. But no, I think that this is an amalgamation of everything that we've been seeing thus far, just with the efficiency that I've always alluded to. 15 to 20% efficiency. We win versus Newcastle. We win versus Arsenal. It's really just that who it is. But there's actually something I want to read, and it's an excerpt from my manager's biography. It's a book. I don't know. But there's a part in it where I really think it's kind of where we're at as a whole. It says, there's a creeping sense of inevitability that starts to build around the team, then around the club, and soon enough, outsiders believe to sense it too. The skeptics will start to believe, and then it starts to look like it's working. And then the key is, it does start working. And then it works really, really well. At that point is when the players are not only something tactics, but they are doing it now as a part of them. Basically, there's this paragraph, and it's alluding to what happens with an Ange Postecoglou team everywhere that he's gone. Now, people will try and take the piss and say, oh, it's Japanese, it's Australia, it's Scotland, yada, yada. But to me, a philosophy can transcend leagues. It doesn't matter the talent level. It's about the human aspect. And a part of it that we saw last year was these players buying into it, and it was working. And then when it wasn't working and we had to change the quality of the players we had, then we saw the drop off. And that's where the belief started to wane with supporters and some would argue even with players. And to an extent that even happened this season. Losing 2 in a row to Newcastle, to Arsenal in the fashion we did, I think that doesn't breed any kind of confidence for the squad. But what happened was you saw this squad fight for their manager, play for their manager, not give up on their manager like they did to Nuno, Conte, and Jose. This is one of the things where the players, it has to be a part of them, this philosophy, in order to execute it in the manner in which we're trying to. And it is now starting to work. And once it starts to work, then it begins to work really well because the players have adopted the philosophy as a part of themselves and they're not even thinking about it. It's more of a reaction. So to me, I hope it's not a fluke with Brennan Johnson scoring the goals. I am reluctant to believe that he's somehow excelled as a footballer, but you know, again, I don't like to say that bullying works in any form or fashion, but there's clearly a correlation between Instagram, no goals, no Instagram, yes goals. I don't know, but either way, long may it continue. The only blemish we had yesterday was Timo Werner. If it was Heung-min Son out there, we would have won 6-0. Maybe even
that
7.
is actually true. I was getting mad at Spurs because I'm like, you have to score more. I was like, give me more.
We could have been up 2-3-0 in the first half, another 2-3-0 in the second half.
Yeah.
And it's just, again, but that's the thing. We create these chances, and it's just these players, if they finish them or not. Brennan Johnson almost had 2 goals and an assist yesterday. He only finished with an assist and a goal, but you know what?
Did he actually win man of the match, by the way?
No, Van de Ven did. Kulusevski was the highest rated statistically, and then yeah, so him and Brennan Johnson were the highest rated statistically, but the guy who won the man of the match from the Premier League was Van de Ven.
Are you ready to give the Johnson the apology?
Not yet, but I mean, I will eat my humble pie. He can smack me across my mouth and tell me to shut up with all them goals. Keep scoring, and I'll shut up. It's that simple. That's what I'm saying. Like, I will always support these players that wear my shirt, but if they don't perform well, then I gotta cook them.
Facts. From the sounds, I don't even think you need to apologize. This is a standard that you wanted.
Get the chances and
to be honest, I always
give
thought
them
that
to
was
someone to score.
I always thought with Ange, like, I get what he's trying to do. I just never thought Spurs really had the facilities for it, so something had to give. You either give Ange everything that he needs to succeed, or you get rid of him and get someone more defensive. It's one or the other.
But see, Ange has always said that he doesn't need a $100 million player. He'd rather have 2 $50 million players than a $100 million player, because he would rather get a certain guy that is talented, that he can take that guy and mold him into a better player. Like, he's always worked with low, but I mean, granted, in the Scottish league,
look at your
they are the richest, but
I look at your forwards and I think you might need one.
I mean, I would still argue that this right wing position isn't solidified. But right now, it stopped me from bitching. Brennan Johnson getting GA, we're winning games, I'll shut up. But once he stops getting GA, once we stop winning games, then I have to look at the people whose job it is to score these damn goals. And Brennan Johnson is 1/3 of that in the forward line. But Dominic Solanke as well, he's giving us something that we've so sorely missed in that number 9 position. He drops into defensive spaces, picks the ball up. He created that second goal. He won the ball, and then he headed it off to Johnson. Johnson carried it all the way down the pitch and laid it off for Kulu with a nice little cheeky finish, but that was started from Dominic Solanke. I'm not, and when I say this, a lot of Spurs fans are like, how dare you compare him to the great Sir Harold Edward Kane? But there's things that he does that remind me of Harry Kane. The dropping deep, winning the ball, distributing it, the strength to hold up the play, to connect the midfield to the forward line. I really think Solanke, you know, outside of that goal, you take that goal away, I still think he had a really good game because he was out there creating for us. And that's really like what we've missed. Richarlison does it, and then he doesn't, and then he's hurt. And then he comes back, then he does it, then he doesn't, and he's hurt. Whereas I think Solanke's showing us a little bit of consistency. And even if you have a fucking flat tire like Timo Werner out there, we've got enough around him to get past the likes of Manchester United. Now, I know people are going to say, oh, it was just 10-man Manchester United. We were whooping that ass before that dude got sent off. Plain and simple. Whether you think it's a red or not, that wasn't going to change the result. I promise you.
Yo, what are we talking about? Sorry.
Definitely
About Man United Spurs. Go ahead, Egal.
Man United Spurs. Okay, first of all, no, never in hell is that a red card on Bruno. That was the softest red. They need to chill out.
Well, it factually was. In history books, it will be going down
with the red cards, because that red card right there, he did not hit him with his studs. He hit him on the side of his foot. It was kind of high. He didn't go for the ball. I hear it. So if you want to say letter of the law and all that shit, but I just felt like that was uncalled for. Also, regardless of the red, even with 11 men, Tottenham were going to beat them. It shows Brendan Johnson's form right now shows that you should scrutinize your players a little bit more, because since they got onto him since the North London derby, he's really been balling. Solanke looked good. They did this without Son also. So let's just now talk about Ten Hag. Ten Hag, we want you to stay. You are absolutely the reason why Manchester United are terrible right now. Forget about some of the players you sign are not the quality needed for Manchester United. Your midfield is horrendous. Your attack has regressed. Players like Rashford, players like Bruno, some of these guys just look like they're going backwards. Martinez is not a center back. The guy should play left back. He looks out of place on that pitch at times. And Van de Ven, the perfect example is Van de Ven took the ball from a similar position where Martinez gave away the ball. Tottenham scored from their situation, and in the other situation, Van de Ven won the ball in his own half, drove the whole way of the pitch, and then got an assist. It just goes to show you the levels between Van de Ven and Martinez. So the people who are doing comparisons and combined 11s, putting Martinez in it in 2024, realize that this guy is not a top center back as you guys think he is. He's kind of overrated. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Is there anything else that I didn't mention? Solanke scored.
You're not going to give Spurs praise?
No. Solanke scored. I gave Brendan Johnson praise. I think I just gave Van de Ven praise. And overall, I'm looking at this game and I'm saying, Tottenham, don't get too gassed, because Manchester United were just terrible. And you guys did do well on the day, but at the same time, this is not going to translate through against majority of other teams, because that was not a top team versus a top team. That was a shambles of a team in Manchester United versus a Tottenham team that is looking like they're getting back in form.
I'll be honest with you, that game actually shows me that Spurs aren't that good, and it's just that Man United are in the mud. I think Spurs still have a lot to prove to themselves. They have to prove to their own selves.
Is that me?
That they are. No, yeah, Spurs need to prove to their own selves, their own fans, their own players that they're good enough to take this shit to the next level.
Look at the gaslighter, Judge Mo, in the chat. My brother, relax. Van de Ven might be good, but he's not better than Gabriel or Saliba. Let's relax there.
That is 10-10 instigation. I'll rate that.
Jacob, why are you quiet, bro? You gonna have that?
No, because he didn't say Romero.
I'm not gonna lie. You paused, and then everyone was like still moving. I was like, "Am I lagging, or is Sam lagging?" Then everyone kind of froze. I was like, "Oh, it's clearly me." So I was just trying to not mess the flow up. But look, we've got the best center back partnership in the Premier League. Everyone else can hold that. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone points to.
Factually,
It's factually correct. You know, are we talking about facts? We're talking about opinions.
Factually, I've
correct.
conceded 2 goals this whole season. Yeah, have some shame. Yeah, Konate Van
Well,
Dijk.
you know, structures are different, build up are different, philosophies are different. We all have different ways we approach things. And the way that I'm approaching it, look, two
Just want to
cars can
say
go
as
the
well,
same amount of miles per hour.
Tosin and Colwell haven't conceded a goal together yet. Just saying.
No,
I'm just saying we haven't
don't
conceded.
put
When
your
Kuti
guys on.
Romero is captain, we haven't conceded a single goal. So
guy got
One second. This is hilarious right now. You got your man throwing in who'd you say? Tosin and who?
All I said was Tosin and Colwell haven't conceded a goal in a centre back partnership together. That's all I said. I wasn't making any.
and when Kuti Romero is captain, neither does he.
How
and
many
Van de
games have
Ven.
they played together, Lewis?
Just the one, but that's not important. I was just making a point.
Okay. First of all, that is your Tottenham bias coming through. I don't think Romero and Van de Ven are the best centre-back pairing in the league, but they are a quality centre-back pairing, I would say. One is very fast and has all the recovery pace, and he's very good on the ball. Another one is also good on the ball and has all the aggression and the physicality, and is also decent in the air. So we'll see. But right now, Tottenham have not shown any level of defensive stability to say that those two are anywhere near the Konates and Van Dijks and the Salibas and Gabriels. Let's keep it
I'll be right back.
No problem. But yeah.
Okay.
But Kuti's still the GOAT. Kuti's still the GOAT. But I'll be right
Yeah.
back.
Mo actually just got his wish. Fair enough. Fair play.
Yeah, Mo did gaslight. I can't lie to you. Listen, Van de Ven is not better or Romero than any of the Liverpool centre backs or the Arsenal centre backs.
He's lucky we don't know his Inter players.
No, don't say you don't know. I know. I actually think Van de Ven is probably better than Van de Ven and Romero are better than all Inter centre backs, not called Bastoni. That's it. Bastoni, you can argue. The other two, no. Yeah, the other two, no. Yeah. If we did an Inter Milan Spurs combined 11, you could get about 4 or 5 Spurs players in that Inter combined 11.
Did you guys speak about Martinez though? Because I think that guy comes out of this game looking like one of the biggest frauds.
Who, Lisandro?
Yeah.
Yeah, but all Shikh wants to do
whole
is
team.
Ten Hag.
No, but bro,
team, bro.
Lisandro
The whole
Martinez
team.
was single-handedly at fault for the third goal, I would say. And that's a symbol. That's he could have won that ball high up the pitch. Instead, he does a half-ass tackle, and in the same situation, we've seen Van de Ven do that and end up getting an assist. And this guy, Lisandro Martinez, is supposed to be good on the ball. He's supposed to be very physical. Let's keep it real. It's banter on Twitter when people say 5'3" with an attitude, but that's what he's looking like lately. He just looks like he's showing aggression on the pitch and no actual like awareness of what he's doing.
All right, so we're going to blame him after we're already down 10 goals. I mean, we're down a man. Cool.
He could have gone down to 9.
I'm not even defending him. I'm just saying it's just the whole team. I'm not even going to pick out anybody specifically. It's the whole team. Like Mazraoui, a player who's been probably one of our best players this season, our best signing. He was shit. Nobody.
You guys would just look better with a different coach. It's as simple as that.
That's
Right,
my point
overcomplicate
to this.
things, he's a crap coach.
This
Yeah, but
coach
Louis, some
has
players
been
are
able.
well. Some players are not good.
I think if Lenny
Some
Euro,
players
Yeah, some of those players need to go as well, but the
Yeah, no,
system's
some of the
doomed to
players
fail
need
from
to
the
go.
start, man. These
My
lot
point
look like
is if
fucking
Lenny
Messi
Euro is
nearly every
fit-
game.
if Lenny
Yeah,
Euro is fit,
Rashford, Bruno,
you're gonna
there's
play
like 5 players.
Lenny Euro, and Martinez might play left back, or they might go back 3
Because these players also let other managers down. Bruno, Rashford.
Yeah, I hear it, but like
are Ten
Ten
Hag
Hag's
players.
brought
What
in
are
a
you
lot
talking
of those players himself. There's
This
still
is
ones
Ten
that have
Hag
survived
players.
from other managers, but he's brought in a lot of his players, and the team's got worse.
This
So
is the
ultimately,
one
it comes
player.
down to him.
This is the one player that with a new manager will look 100 times better, Menu, because this guy drowning. I'll be honest
Yes,
with you.
he is drowning.
This
And
guy
that's
Bro, I
another
think most
conversation.
midfielders, bar Bruno, would probably look better, and Mount. Bar them would look better.
Does
Is this
Mount
the
even
next
play
step?
football anymore? Like the guy, I
played
don't know
on
what
the
kind of
weekend,
struggles
but
he's
it's
going
like-
through, but
Staffy's
sounds like
turn
he's
on.
going
It's not struggles. He just can't play football well.
Violent merch. There is no way we're calling him the butcher in 2024. Those days are long gone now. Those days are long gone. So which players do you actually like in your team, Sheikh?
Like I wouldn't sell and I would keep basically.
Yeah, like which ones like you're willing to give a chance?
Xerxes, I think, should get a chance because when I see him in terms of the link up and how he tries to help our forwards, even though our forwards are helpless, but even though he tries to help them at times, like I like that. The only thing for him is the finishing, of course, and it's not like he's not had chances. He's had chances in games too, but it's just that's something that he needs to improve on and stuff. Hoyland, I'd get rid of. Hoyland's another like player who I just think is completely useless. Bro can't even hold up the ball. He doesn't provide that link up that our attack has been doing in the way that we're trying to play. Like he doesn't provide that in our team at all. He's someone who needs to go. But Xerxes I'd keep. Ahmad I'd keep. Menu I'd keep. Obviously Euro, Delict, Mazraoui. There's not really more that I'm trying to think of. I mean Malacia,
So
I'm not sure where he is.
Essentially, you're just keeping the new signings. The rest can go, basically.
Yeah, because I mean, these players that I've said that need to go. This is not just this season that I've said that they need to go. I said that last year. I said that the year before that too. Like I've been saying this, and even about Ten Hag too. Like this situation right now, and us losing to Spurs 3-0 yesterday, hasn't made everyone start saying, "Oh, Ten Hag out, Ten Hag out." We've been saying this for a while now, and I said this season is going to be like this. It's going to be a wash because we kept him. And it's going to be like this. I was wrong for thinking it's not going to be worse, and it could potentially be worse. That's just where I'm at. But those players that I mentioned are the ones that I would keep, and it looks like some of the new signings are what I would keep because I just haven't seen a lot from them. I've seen a lot from a lot of these other players, which is why I'm like I don't want to keep.
Let Shikh answer this question though. So if you sack Ten Hag, do you think you can get close to Chelsea?
If we sack Ten Hag,
no. All right, go on, Sheik. You first.
What? So get close to Chelsea in terms of what? Like how they're playing, how they're.
Sheik, please don't be the type of guy that says elaborate on the question. It's very clear.
I am. No.
Do people still think this Man United team is close to Chelsea regardless of manager? Meaning, get rid of Ten Hag, get good manager. Are you like Chelsea's level?
And also, I want to add to that. Do people still think Manchester United are better run than Chelsea?
Who said that?
Who said that?
Yeah, I don't think anyone said that.
Who said that? I swear I heard on here that Ineos have started off a lot better than Clear Lake, and that I can see the plan, I can see the vision a lot clearer, and all of that.
Well,
I remember having that debate a few weeks ago.
One second. Don't get it twisted. Their start to their tenure has been better than your start to your tenure. That is what we're saying. We weren't saying they're better situation. We're not saying they're in a better situation going forward. We're just saying when Todd Boehly came in,
I don't think we got to 13th until like the first year.
When Todd Boehly came in, we've not seen a big club go through that mess in a long time. Let's keep it a buck.
And even that wasn't as immediate as it's been for United.
1 second, Lewis. I know you want to back your club, but take the L.
No, I'm being serious. Like when Tuchel got sacked, we were 5th. These men are what, 13th?
Where'd you end the season? 12th.
12 again, but you're talking about the start. You said they started better, and I disagree. Okay, they haven't.
How?
Because we were 5th when Tuchel got sacked, which was a couple weeks off the date that we're at now, and they're 13th.
Okay,
they're
if
13th.
They end the season in a worse position than you guys were in Todd Boehly's first season, then I'll agree with you. But if the season ends and these guys end in a better position than you guys were, then I'll disagree. Because at the end of the day, they're going to sack Ten Hag, they're going to bring in another manager, or they're going to have Ruud van Nistelrooy. And I still believe this. Todd Boehly came in and there was no level of stability. It was just, let's do this, let's do that. Let me go have dinner with these people, Barcelona. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. At least these people seem like they know what they're doing.
I don't know, because they kept Ten Hag.
That might be the L.
That doesn't really sound like a well-run club, because they're tanking the season by still keeping him in the job.
1 second. Don't make it seem like Chelsea were a well-run club for the last 3 years, bro. Just don't do that. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying just don't make out like United were a well-run club at any point either.
We've not been a well-run
bro.
club.
We're talking about
we started well.
1 second. When you're comparing
these man let a guy with the talent of Jadon Sancho go to a rival for 25 million max, all to back a manager that they'll probably get rid of at some point this season.
Bro,
how's that a well-run club?
Bro,
Sancho is becoming slowly one of the most overrated players.
You are doing this result-based analysis where you're doing result-based analysis where you're comparing the clubs now when we're comparing your club to where you were when Todd Bowley came in. And when Todd Bowley came in, the mess he put you through to what Ineos
I'm comparing to say that
now.
United are well more run than us because they're not.
Under Ineos so far, their first window looks more realistic and like it looked better.
How? When they've had a window building for a manager that probably won't last this season. And they could have just got rid of him as soon as they walked in.
Bro, do you not understand? Your first season under Todd Bowley, you had 3 managers. What the hell are you talking about?
And I'd hear it if you compared us to anybody else except United.
Nah, bro, you're chatting shit. Bro.
Fucking United.
Respectfully, bro, what you're doing right now is you're doing result-based analysis. Your team looks good now. Your players look good now. Things starting to look good now.
This is not even result-based analysis. I'm looking at the fact that they're backing a manager and they've made decisions to back a manager that they're not going to back throughout the season.
If we were supposed to take you back to a timetable, you would have said, what the hell is this shit? That is the truth.
To when?
If you were to go back to when Todd Bowley came in and he sacked Tuchel and then he brought in Graham Potter and then he sacked Graham Potter and then he brought in Frank Lampard.
That season was a write-off for me from match day one.
You're telling me that was
that season. That season was a write-off for me from match day one because of the level of the squad for 5 years of crap transfer windows from the old regime before we even got to a point of getting a new regime or a new ownership. Even with Roman, we were going to have a trash season that year. So, no. The season was going to be a write-off regardless.
You might have a better team than United right now, but the mess that you were from top to bottom when Todd Bowley came in is not comparable to what's going on at United right now.
And a lot of that was not even by Todd Bowley. It was because the squad that was already there when he walked in.
Forget about the squad. What about all the people in the back room he let go?
They walked.
What about the fact that you went one window?
They chose to leave.
What about the fact that in the summer window you made a bunch of signings that are win now? You sacked the manager, and in the January window you start bringing Enzo's, Mudrik's, and saying let's go young.
But bringing stuff in for a manager and then sacking him, which is basically what they're about to do with Ten Hag.
Bro, you're at this point, I can't even have a conversation with you. You're just defending your club. You're not really being rational.
I'm the one not being rational. Okay,
I get what he's saying though. Like, it's clear and obvious that in both cases, like we haven't been run well or how we would like as a club. But the current situation is they've moved on from their past problems and whatever season that they had last year. They signed players. They now have a manager who actually has, who's playing his football and stuff. And yeah, he's getting the best out of his players right now. And who knows whatever happens in the rest of the season. But if you look at the two current situations in the club, you'd rather want to be there than here at this moment with us.
There's 3 years down the line.
Yes, and our 3 years are down. That's the whole point that Lewis has been trying to say, is that how can he say that Ineos, if you're comparing the two, we've just kept Ten Hag, who had our worst season in the Premier League and in the Champions League.
Probably going to sack him.
And we've just kept him. And we're probably going to sack him. And the whole, what was the thing that they said when we were trying to, because we talked to Deserbi.
Sack Ten Hag off the dot. You guys keep Sancho, probably have a much better system that works around with him too. You have another window that's based on the manager that you bring in. You're probably much better off than you are right now.
100%.
I do agree with kind of that sentiment.
That's the ownership that's had a much better start than us. But.
When you say,
and they didn't have to deal with sanctions either, by the way. But yeah,
when you say the term "better start," that is completely relative, and it's going to vary based on the individual. So when you look at it, for me, I think a better structure is one that says we did this and quickly can assess that it's either going to work or not work and make a decision to change it. Now, granted, you could probably say the Potter thing, that was a failure. They changed it. They changed it very quickly. Pochettino, he did this, he did that, whether I agree, disagree. People didn't like it. They changed it. Now they're doing something new and it's starting to work. And if it doesn't work, I'm guaranteeing that they're going to change it. Whereas United is, on the other hand, they're continuing to shove a square peg in a round hole, thinking that it's going to work. And it's not. It's clearly not. But
Jacob, just quickly,
I find it weird to say one's better than the other. It's really all what you prefer. Do you chop and change when things aren't good? Or
wait, just quickly. Is it true that you and Egal said that United have a better trajectory and a better squad than we do? I saw a clip bring that up. Is that true?
I said that.
Because I did have you guys finishing above United and getting top 4.
No, I saw a clip. That's what I wanted to bring up. Apparently, 4 weeks ago, you and Egal said United have a better trajectory, a better squad, and a better
Who's
chance
you
than
and
Chelsea.
Egal?
Hassam.
Oh, okay. I was
Hassam.
like, me?
All I know is
No,
haven't
not
Egal
you.
that
I
much.
predicted
I don't
Chelsea to
recall.
get
I
top
said a whole lot
4
of shit.
and Manchester
One at a
United.
time, please. I don't want you guys talking over each
I
other,
predicted
please.
Chelsea to get top 4 and Manchester United to finish 6th. So take that what you will.
Yeah, I predicted you above United as well in my prediction.
No, you guys,
Said
the
the same
predictions
about
are all good, but did you guys say that 4 weeks ago? Yes or no?
I don't remember.
I don't
All
know
right,
what
cool.
you're talking about.
Well, I'll find out.
Okay, you can send the clip if I don't know if I said it or not. But anyway,
Okay,
the
cool.
reason why. Okay, let me tell you my honest assessment of this conversation. This whole conversation is pointless. I'll tell you why. Because Ineos been in charge like 3 months. What's the point?
Say I'm
of this
going to call AI.
No. I'm not even saying AI anything. I'm saying this conversation is pointless. Ineos been here 3 months. I don't know if they're better than Todd Bowley. I don't know if they're worse than Todd Bowley. All I'm saying is I'd have rather been like giving Ineos a chance based on Todd Bowley and Igbale's past. Clear Lake over the last 2-3 years have not been running the club in a proper way compared to Ineos, who we don't know if they're running the club in a proper way. So that's the difference between both of them. So with Ineos, it's a matter of I don't know. It could be. With Chelsea, only now they're starting to do something, that's like, oh wow, we're cooking, we're playing really well. Fucking 3 years into owning Chelsea. So we don't know. That is true, Abdias. I did say
That
a
is
lot
a fair
about Chelsea.
point,
I
to be
did say a
fair.
lot about Chelsea. Oh, Total Eclipse. Okay, Total Eclipse. Okay, Total Eclipse. I'm sure who gonna have the moderator thing removed from him then. Anyway, big up to all of you guys. We're gonna move on
This
topic.
guy, bro.
Gonna move on. No, because this Total Eclipse has been on doing this whole snitch shit for a while now. He will see. Khalas. Now
Hey,
Total
it's
Eclipse.
not snitch. The internet don't forget. That's all.
Habibi, I just told you the same thing that I said on the clip. I just said I don't know.
You said you don't
Ineos.
remember.
No, I said I don't know Ineos. They could be better than Chelsea.
No, I hear
It's
that, and that's
2
what you're
months.
saying now. We're gonna find out what you said 4 weeks ago. Khalas,
It's
it's
2
all good.
months, 4 weeks ago. But I'd rather be under Ineos than Todd Bowley 100% in the summer. 100%. Because Todd Bowley has shown a record of failure for 2 years. That's what Egal is saying.
You'd rather be with the one that kept Ten Hag over the one that sacked Poch. Fair enough.
Yeah, but I'm not basing it just on
Are we going to
sacked
ignore the fact that he brought
No,
in Graham
but-
Potter? He
Okay, so
brought in
Hussam, what did you
Yeah,
rate our
and you know
signings
what? I
this
would have
summer?
kept Graham Potter if I knew Poch was going to be here. He has a better defensive system. He actually got given the worst Chelsea attack in Premier League history and an injury-prone midfield and fullbacks. So yeah.
Okay, anyway, let me just do these super chats before we carry on with the stream. Big up to my guy Aaron, who says, congrats Hussam and Lewis. Big up to you, AA around the
Big
channel.
up, bro.
Thank you so much, Habib, for the super chat. Love for the love. Redliner Teranga echoes his sentiments as well. Congratulations, Hussam and Lewis. Appreciate you, my brother. Big up to you, Redliner Teranga.
Big up, bro.
Big up to Kat Sander, says, big up Lewis, my WWE brother for 50k, and Hussam for getting cooked on the fan zone. I
Big
can't
up,
lie.
bro.
Anita did me dirty still. She did do me dirty. 100% she did me dirty. It's
Yeah,
like,
hold
how do you start my TV interview by asking me about Zubimendi as your first question? Wallahi, that's so shameful. So
What
how
was
how
your
you did me-
answer? What did you respond
He's
with?
seen your clip, that's why.
My response to her was, I can't believe you've went there already. That's actually my response. I swear to God, I told her that.
Is there somewhere we
Total
can watch
Eclipse.
the segment? Because I don't have, these UK TV.
Total Eclipse, enjoy not being a mod anymore. Big up though. Happy birthday, Lewis, is what Luke
Hating.
Skywalker says. Happy birthday,
It's
Lewis.
not my birthday, but thank you. Thank you in advance.
It's 50k.
Birthday,
That's what we're
Lewis, and
celebrating,
Merry
Luke.
Christmas.
Not his birthday. It's 50k.
Thank you, bro.
50K.
Thank you.
But regardless, big up. Boys gave everything, man, to United. Inshallah. There you are. There you are. SubhanAllah. It's just, this is never gonna end.
You actually unmodded it. Oh wow.
Yeah, I unmodded him because he's been doing too much bullshit. You get me? So he can hold that respectfully.
Totally.
Big up to you,
good.
Abdias. 670 in the chat, only 189 likes. Come on. Yes, guys, we have 775 people in here. We're not even on 300 likes yet. Let's get the likes up. Yalla,
For real,
frauds.
man. Run the lights.
Yalla, up the likes.
Am I here
man.
getting pooped on by a baby for nothing?
Exactly, like the video. Jones got a red for slipping with no intent of showing studs. 100% a red. For the rat, yes, he slipped, but the intent of showing studs and hurting the player was clearly there. Fuck this guy anyway. And
Yes.
that's my thing. Like, listen,
Yes.
we ask for consistency. Curtis Jones done it last season in the middle of winning a ball in the Spurs thing. And listen, it was the right decision. And anytime Bruno Fernandes gets sent off, or anytime Bruno something negative happens to him, I'm happy. I celebrate because I hate that rat. Until the second, if anyone does anything to Bruno, I'm buying his shirt. So yeah, there is nothing that any of you can do to remod Eclipse. It's done. You can all hold that. Khalas, this guy wants.
Even though we played
big up to chat though, right out, man.
Even though we played like shit for most of the game, when we went down to 10 men, we actually looked a little bit better. That's all I'm gonna say. So, yeah.
Okay, big up to you, Mito. Thanks so much for the super chat. Rank, Romero, Saliba, Konate, Colwell, Van Dijk, Van de Ven, Gabriel.
Romero.
This super chat is gonna cause hell, Elias. I saw exactly what Mo was saying in the chat earlier. This is not just a section. If I were to answer this question, this is going to be a whole hour. So
wherever you put Colwill, I don't care. I don't
Thank
care.
you.
This ain't my beef right now.
Thank you.
Right now, he's got a good ranking. He's got Romero first, which is correct. Van de Ven's a little low on the list, but we'll move.
Let's not do that. Egal, you're better looking at that first season in hindsight. It was a disaster. Ineos are only 2 months in. How can you say they're better? What if they hire Southgate too? Okay, Egal is not here. Big up to you though, Blaze. I'll bring it up when Egal comes back anyway. So big up to you regardless. Anyway,
they're much better business. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is. And anyway, speaking of Chelsea, you get me. This is the next section right here. So, guys, let's get the likes up. Let's subscribe, as all my brothers have pointed out. Big up every single super chatter. Everyone supports the channel. Blaze Zoo, I'm gonna bring up your super chat back up when Egal is here. Chelsea, 4-2 win against Brighton. You get me. This fraud reacting to my video on his channel. It's funny because when I was doing my reaction, I'm like, I bet you Lewis is secretly watching. A day later, he's fully reacting to it. I'm like,
yep,
this is hilarious. Go ahead, talk to me, brother.
Yeah, it just feels good to be comfortable watching my football club again. Like, this is the first time in years where I actually enjoy watching Chelsea. I don't know how long this feeling is going to be around for. Obviously, we all know the next international break, the games after that, we're going to truly find out where the level of Chelsea Football Club really is. But for now, we're ticking. We look really good in attacking transition. We look really good in the midfield as well, even though I think Brighton did give us a good fight in that area of the pitch as well. They took the early lead off a load of stupidness, but I never even thought that it was going to be anything to worry about. You go 1-0 down, fine, I'm going to get goals. I believe in our attack. I believe in the quality of the squad. And I believe in our game management as well. And we didn't even need to worry too much about the game management by the second half, but the substitutions were still the right ones. And I didn't have any issues with the way we handled it throughout the 90. Cole Palmer, in my opinion, best in the league right now. Obviously, there is going to be arguments. I don't think he's outright clear because you'll bring Salah into the conversation. There'll be the likes of Foden and Haaland that City fans will bring in, for example. And I get it. But for me, it's Cole Palmer because this guy is sensational throughout the 90 and he also has ridiculous stats to match it up. In the last 12 months, he's got the second highest goals and assists in Europe. More than Haaland, more than Mbappe. I think it's only Harry Kane that's got more than him in the last 12 months. Like, it's getting to a point now where you can't talk down this guy's brilliance. It's not just a one-game thing. And I remember another argument that we were meant to be hearing. The numbers might go down this season because Pochettino gave him the keys and everything like that. No. Brilliance shows out when you're just at a level like Cole Palmer is at. This man has now unlocked free kicks. As if he already wasn't cracked in front of goal. Now he's doing up set pieces. Like, I don't know what more this guy can do on a football pitch, but he said, you know what? I'm just going to lock in and I'm going to take this game myself. And for the first time in ages, he had support surrounding him too. Jadon Sancho, I have to thank you again, Shikh, because this guy is ridiculous. This guy is absolutely ridiculous.
You're welcome.
He keeps it simple, but his dribbling technique is insane. His passing is usually always the right decision. And we actually have consistent creativity off the left-hand side for the first time. Enzo Fernandez. I've been on to Enzo the first few weeks of the season, but I actually think he's turned the corner a little bit. He was good against West Ham, and I think he was our best midfielder on Saturday too. Unlucky not to leave the game with another 2 assists. Nicholas Jackson, I actually liked that he came off the pitch annoyed because I thought he had a good game, but second half, the decision-making definitely let him down, and he could tell that too. He was annoyed with his decision-making. I don't even think it was bad misses. I think there was times where he just saw himself offside, which is typical. Times where he's through on goal and he's making the wrong decision about when to pass and who to pass to. But for a game like that, not even that annoyed. And I like his reaction because he came off angry, but he wasn't angry at the manager for taking him off. He was angry because he didn't make the most of the opportunities that he had. Cucurella, solid as usual. Malo Gusto locked up Mitoma on the left-hand side. Colwill, Caicedo, both a bit iffy for the first goal. Sanchez felt like last season's Sanchez, but he still had some good saves regardless. Just look at who you're passing to. It's basic. Look at who you're passing to and you won't get silly goals conceded like the second one. But overall, a great performance. We utilized our bench as well. Lavia, insane in build-up. Renato Vega, what an absolute beast of a signing, because this man, you can put him in any sort of position in the back or the midfield, and he seems to just make the right decision. Conference League as well, that's going to be more of his bag, but like as a substitute coming off the bench when we're in winning positions in games, brilliant. Brilliant. But, Chelsea are overspending. Why are we buying so many of these players? And then it turns out it's just because we've decided that we're going to focus on having the nuttiest depth possible. And it's beautiful to watch. It's beautiful to watch. Now, we will see what happens in the next few games. Forest will be a little bit of a test in terms of dealing with a low block, but I expect us to handle it. Everything afterwards, Liverpool away, Man United away, Newcastle at home, Arsenal at home, are all four of the games straight after the international break. And I'm excited. Not excited because we're going to walk into those grounds and smash them. No, I want to see how we handle ourselves against those sorts of teams. Manchester City, we did okay. Not good enough, ultimately. But I also think it's a bit unfair to judge the team off that because it was our first league game under a new manager and a new style of play. And the likes of Palmer and Jackson had like 30 minutes of preseason. When we face Liverpool, when we face Arsenal, United, we'll be ready for those games. We'll be giving it our best. And we'll see where we really match up. But for now, it's good to finally see people praising Chelsea. It's good to see people finally seeing what I've been saying. All these dissertations about what's going wrong at Chelsea. You have to talk about the real issues at the club. I did. It's 2 words, and his first name starts with Maurizio. That was the problem. But yeah, thank you.
Well, Lewis, I did praise a lot of what Chelsea's done early on in the season. So they told me I was just glazing. They told me I was simping for Chelsea. I mean, to me, it's pretty obvious to see what that manager is able to do, the style of play.
Yada. Go ahead.
Yada 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 yada.
No, go ahead. I'm just giving you background music.
Yada.
Go ahead.
No, don't worry. I don't need a backup track. I don't need an instrumental. Damn,
it's not the Arsenal section, Hassam. You're all right. Go on.
Yeah, you don't need that twerking music in the back for yourself there.
Go ahead.
Jeez.
No, I just think, look, Enzo Maresca is doing a hell of a job. Lewis did say this last year. This is why I found it interesting, the conversation that Lewis was doing results-based analysis, because if he was doing that, he would have said keep Poch, because the results at the end of the season would have been his based analysis that he should. But he was always against Poch.
Or I'd be doing title talk.
Or you would be like you got to a cup final. You got European football, and you got dropped down to the lower tier because of United obviously winning the FA Cup. But to me, it wasn't like a complete shambles of a year in that regard. And you still chopped and changed your manager, and you haven't missed a stride. Now, a lot of people want to say maybe this is just that new manager bounce. I don't know. But what I do know is the manager's got a very well opinionated, and he's stop pulling my. And look, I just think he's doing a hell of a job. I love the way, I always say this, I love the way the man handles himself in the press. I love his man management off the pitch. Then you watch their games and they look like a well-oiled machine. Doesn't look like he just got there. So, if that continues after 10, 15 matches, it remains to be seen, because that is the big question mark. How do they sustain the level that they're at right now? But there's no reason to not at least look at what they're doing right now and think that they will be finishing higher than a lot of people projected them. I last year predicted that Chelsea would battle for the top 4 and 5 because I do think Poch could get there if, he was a little bit more astute in the beginning, but he almost got you there in the end. And there's no reason to believe that Enzo Maresca with a better squad can't do more and can't exceed, kind of what your hopes for Chelsea being this season are. And I don't really know what they are in that sense. I don't know if it's generally like they can challenge for the title. It's kind of crazy to say a dude just got here from the championship and he's going to take that Chelsea that everybody was laughing at last 2 years and he's going to get them to challenge for a title. That's a crazy leap, but football is a crazy sport and anything can happen. So you may as well just throw Ange Postecoglou in there as well. That's where I'm going with that.
Go ahead, Sheikh, and then I will speak last in this chapter.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, I've praised Chelsea. Like, people can say, "Oh, I'm a Chelsea fan," this and that. I've praised Chelsea at the start of the season too. Like, even before they were in links to sign Osimhen, I said they would finish top 4. I said this last year too. Technically, you look at the run that they had last year towards the end. They actually had some decent performances and were in and around that 4th spot. And all I said last season too was maybe a better manager could produce more out of these players, and it looks like Maresca is definitely ticking those things at this moment. Hey, listen, man, like we literally gave them Sancho for 20 million cheap, and you could see how a player under a manager who trusts him and under a good system and confidence can perform. And even though, like, yes, he's playing for Chelsea and stuff like that, it's good to see him performing well, because it just sucks with our situation at the moment. But also, just to tell you, it also is crazy to see how a new manager who has his style of play and a set philosophy and cuts out all his bullshit with players and this and that and discipline and all that stuff, and just is sticking to his game, can actually bring a lot out of these players. And it sucks that our manager can't do that in his 3rd year. But props to Chelsea, man. They're going to be one of those teams, like I've said previously too, where if they go down a goal, they're not one who should be concerned. They have enough firepower to go on and blitz them, outscore teams. I just compare them to the Liverpool when under Rodgers, the year you guys challenged, where you guys are just blitzing teams with goals. When Suarez was there, when Suarez wasn't there. So
comparing him to Klopp now. Oh, okay, Suarez.
No. Rodgers, the year you guys challenged, when Gerrard slipped in, you guys lost the league that year. Yeah, just I look at Chelsea and I see a team where they're in a position where I'm not even gonna lie, we would want to be in that position with the amount of times and chances that we create and the amount of games that we struggle to score goals. The problem, Chelsea don't have that problem. Chelsea have so much depth and firepower that they can just bring off the bench that can get you a goal. And that's what we're out here wanting attackers, and we sold one of our best attackers to Chelsea who's performing for them. So props to Chelsea, man. Props to Chelsea. Real test would be Anfield. Don't worry about Old Trafford, Lewis. You'll come in, you'll get the 3 points just like every other team has.
No,
you will. You will. Trust me, you will. And I actually think Chelsea will be the game that might get Ten Hag sacked. I actually genuinely believe that. That might actually be the game.
Still there. I feel like we're going to get manager bounce United. I'm going to want to off myself. Because we never win at your ground. It's 11 years.
Yeah. Hey, we're worse than last year, Lewis. That's all I'll say. But
I've heard that every year I go there and we don't win.
Are you gonna go there this year? Are you gonna go to Old Trafford this year?
Maybe.
Fair enough.
It's either that one or Anfield. I'm gonna pick one or the other.
Fair enough.
Please come
props
to
to Chelsea. They're finishing top 4, man. They're finishing top 4.
Maybe. Part of me wants to be live for that game. Part of me wants to be live for that one. But we'll see.
I'll be live. Don't worry. I'll carry the audience.
Oh, I know you'll be live.
Anyway, this is my thoughts on Chelsea.
Who's better, you or Mo Salah? Did you know he was going to be this good at Chelsea?
He was good already, but that good. We play when he was playing in Basel, so we played in Champions League the year before, and then we were like, wow. And then we bought him like,
what a deflection! This has nothing to do with the game.
Because this guy is so good. And then in football sometimes you have up and down, and then what he did with Liverpool is
insane. Wow. Who's better, you or Mo Salah?
Mo Salah by far.
Big up my guy Eden. Anyway, my thoughts.
Thoughts on the game. Thoughts on the game.
I will. Big up my guy Eden. Listen to your legend. He knows ball.
Yeah,
He does know
he
ball,
said he's
man.
better than Ronaldo too. So
Big
yeah.
up to you, man.
Hey, De
Big up.
Bruyne said Bruno Fernandes is the best player in the league. So we
Listen,
should
De
just
Bruyne
listen
is
to
For
the
the
Alright.
record, I don't.
Yeah,
I
sure.
would expect
Never
Hazard to say
trust
that
the
about one of his close mates, but I'm not even getting into that debate. I want to hear your thoughts on the game.
Never trust a ginger ever in your life. You know that.
Alright.
Yeah, gingers can't be trusted. We all know this.
All right.
Anyway,
Unless they're Kulusevski.
Yeah, Spoobs. Yeah, Spooby. Don't trust me.
yeah,
No,
exactly.
Kulusevski.
You trust Booby? No.
I trust
come on.
Kulusevski.
Yeah, that's proof. What happens? Do you trust Kulusevski? He's blonde.
We have a whole song. Give me a ginger from Sweden. Name is
Yeah, yeah, he's
Kulusevski
Dayo.
and he plays on the wing.
There is no way that
We have a
anyone
whole
is gonna
song
tell me
calling him the
Kulusevski
ginger
is
from Sweden.
ginger.
We have a whole song calling him the ginger from Sweden.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you're right. Your song is crap then. He's like
Oh,
brunette.
you're hating on ABBA ABBA, one of the greatest bands ever.
No,
Okay.
I'm not hating on the band. I'm hating on the Spurs version of the song.
Bro,
He
Kulu's
is ginger.
ginger.
No, he's
Look,
fully
look at
blonde.
the chat. Look at the chat. He's a
brunette.
ginger, bro. No,
He's
No, the
he's
chat's just
strawberry
saying
blonde.
speak on the
maybe.
game.
We're 15 likes away from 300 guys. You know, that was your Chelsea section right here. So big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you guys... I'm just kidding. But do like the video, though. Listen, Chelsea are a good team, man. Chelsea are a good team. You get me? They're not a bad team. They're a good team. You know, they're top 4 contenders. I'm rethinking my prediction of whether they finish 6th or not. At least I have them above Spurs and Man United, to be fair. So it's not that bad. I think Brighton were crap in that game. Not revisionism, but Brighton were crap in the game. Robert Sanchez literally gifted them 2 goals. That game should have ended 4-0 Chelsea to begin with. You get me? So Brighton should have even scored twice anyway. Chelsea is the one that game 4-0. Palmer has been unbelievable this season. You get me? I think he's been on form, the best 10 in this league. By far, the best number 10 in this league. He's been cooking, you know, and we have to say that Chelsea had a great game. I think Palmer's the best 10 in the league. I think Caicedo's the second best midfielder on form in the league. The one thing I will say about Chelsea, that's even though they conceded twice, their defense is not really a problem. Like, their defense is getting better. That's one thing that we
There's
have
more
to say.
individual mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah.
System's
Because-
been fine.
Because that was completely Sanchez. That's completely Sanchez. That has
Yeah.
nothing to do with any centre back or
First
any.
goal is Sanchez, Colwell, Caicedo. I think they were all being idiots for that one. Second one was all Sanchez.
Sanchez.
No, first goal Sanchez
think
comes
first
out
one,
of his
yeah.
goal. It's so
Yeah,
stupid.
but like one of Colwell or Caicedo can just boot it out, and none of that happens. They're both just like being lost.
I hear you. When you've watched Jorgensen play, would you say he's better than Sanchez?
Sanchez has been one of our best players this season before that game. If I keep it real, like he was in really good form before this game. That was just like the Sanchez of old. And that's why we're not at the point where we're overly gassing him. It's like, we see you've improved, but you need to do it for a bit longer before we like really start gassing. Because last season, he was one of our worst, like top 3 worst players. So it's a different nature.
Okay. And listen, speaking of, we need him to do it for longer. The rest of the Chelsea thing, I'm not taking back shit I've said about Chelsea. I'm not taking back nothing I've said
So you
about
still
Chelsea.
take more Wolves players than us?
Listen, Lewis, we have established that one was a bit more for dramatic effect. Calm down, Habibi. That was
No.
for dramatic-
I asked last week. You said they had a bad window, so I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, they had a horrible window, Wolves. This is true, though.
They did, yeah.
That's not really
They did
relevant
have
to
a
the point.
horrible window.
It's not really relevant to the point, though, is it?
It is, because they had a horrible window. And they sold their best player.
So last season you would have taken more players from Wolves than Chelsea, and you still stand by that.
Yes. Last season, not this season.
Oh, brother!
Yeah,
I
because
gave you
certain
an
players
out
are
there.
getting
I
better.
literally gave you an out there, and
No, but certain players are getting better, Lewis. I'm crediting your players. Why are you mad? I'm giving your players credit.
I'm not even mad. I gave you an out, and you still said you take more Wolves players than us.
Okay, let's check. Wolves. Their
Can, yeah,
game.
Hassan,
have
can
to
you
get the
dissect that?
squad up.
Can you dissect that? Can you like name what players you would take?
Bro, Wolves are so shit this year. I swear to God. I'd have taken.
We beat them 6-2, and some man needed a penalty to win.
I'd have taken. Oh, you want to go there? Go there. So we're just comparing what you did to Wolves versus what I did to Wolves. Shall I do that with the rest of the teams in this league that you lost to?
How many teams have we both played this season?
6 each.
I mean, how many teams have we both played? We both played Bournemouth. You guys handled that game better than us. You can have that
Yeah,
one.
Bournemouth. What you were lucky to win. We won 3-0. See?
But they also couldn't play Kepa against us, so you had an advantage.
You're so shameless. Who did Bournemouth play in goal
What do
against
you mean?
you?
Kepa literally someone better than Kepa.
Who? Some random guy called Travers. Mark Travers.
Yeah, you get someone from the stands like 6 out of 10, they'll be better than Kepa.
Stop it. Let's not even go there. Don't be.
Oh man, that's the worst save percentage in Premier League history.
That's not the problem. That's not the point of this whole conversation.
Oh yeah, the point is what you take more Wolves players than Chelsea. That was the point.
Not currently because they had a really bad window. But last season, I'd have taken Cunha, I would have taken Hwang Hee-chan over Jackson and Sterling. I would have taken Joao Gomez, Lemina over Enzo Fernandez and Conor Gallagher. Caicedo, I wouldn't take anyone from Wolves above him. I would have taken Ait Nouri above any of your left backs.
Including Cucurella.
Yeah, but I like Cucurella, but I rate Ait Nouri. I want him at Liverpool.
Even then, still, the Jackson take's a bit crazy. It was very crazy.
Fairs. Their centre backs are not that good.
Still.
Their centre backs are not that good though, because I think they sold like 2 of them. I swear, but
We sold
I don't
Kilman. I think they sold Kilman.
yeah, Kilman
Yeah,
definitely would start for Chelsea last year. But anyway, listen, that's beyond the point. Now we're talking about this season. Forget last year's stakes. This is this year, and right now I don't take nothing I said about Chelsea back because, in the words of Lewis, he said regarding Robert Sanchez, it's a small sample size. So with Enzo Maresca, it's a small sample size. I don't know. Lewis himself, when he was
So you still think we're going to be 12th by Christmas and everyone's going to be Maresca out and calling you daddy?
That one is more dramatic effect. Maybe not 12th, maybe like 9th, 8th.
A lot of dramatic effects.
So instead we'll be 9th and everyone will be Maresca out by Christmas.
So you're telling me, Hussam, you're a drama queen?
Yeah, a lot of dramatic effects.
No. I said for dramatic effect. That does not mean I'm a drama queen.
You see my footy judge Mo, inferring question.
Don't do the both.
You're saying you're not giving completely true takes and you're
kind
of lying.
So you're telling me that you're lying to your audience right now.
So you're telling me Romero's a violent bozo? Anyway, back to Chelsea.
No.
Back to Chelsea. So listen, I don't have to take nothing back yet because we're 6 games into the season. I tell everyone who asks for apology, including my own fan base, I'm not going to apologize. Have you seen me apologize to Diaz? I haven't apologized to Diaz. I'm not going to apologize to anyone except there's a sample size. When we get to match week at least 13, 14, we have a massive sample size, then we can talk. But when it comes to me predicting where Chelsea finishes this season, I went 6 with Chelsea. And the 2 teams I put above Chelsea are Newcastle and Aston Villa. I didn't even put Spurs, Man United, or any wow, crazy team above Chelsea. So I put them 6th, which is not that bad, to be honest with you. And it's an improvement, you get me, if they play good football and all that. And even, by the way, even match week 10, match week 11, that's what we can also say match week 10. I have no problem with that, Gav, man. Match week 10 is...
I think we'll know by the November international break, just based off how difficult our fixtures are after the next 2 weeks.
I was going to say like January.
Yeah, but that's the thing, Lewis. My and your club both have the difficult run at the same exact time. We have the difficult run.
Interesting.
October, November.
I like to say we all got to play the same 19 teams twice anyway. So
no, but
ultimately, but you get more difficult runs within the season than others.
Here, I will show you right now. Because you cannot tell me. By the way, Liverpool have had genuinely one of the easier starts of the season. Watch this, Jacob.
Yeah, your
the problem
October
is all
run
these
is
games
crazy,
are in a row. Watch.
Yeah,
Chelsea,
October
Leipzig, Arsenal, Brighton again, Leverkusen, Aston Villa.
Bro, Brighton's shit.
Real Madrid.
Two
Man
cakewalks.
City, Newcastle away, Everton away is a derby for us.
Oh, Real Madrid, Man City, Newcastle, and
Everton. That 4 right there is a little stiff.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
that
is
runs more difficult
7th,
than ours. Fucking hell.
Watch from here, from October 20th. You get me till December.
You got Brighton
7th.
twice. They're shit.
Yeah, till December 7th. No, but Brighton.
Yeah, they'll do Brighton home and away.
Yeah,
bro, Brighton are terrible this year.
No, this one I'm not worried about. This one I'm worried about. I think we get knocked out of the EFL Cup here.
Oh God,
No.
really?
Bears. Yeah, if he depends on the lineup he puts out.
But anyway, point
yeah.
is like we play a lot of difficult teams in a row. That's why when people say, "Oh my God, apologize to Diaz," I'm not gonna apologize to shit, Habib. Guys, you know how many games we played this season? We have played 6 games. Who
You
has
asked me to
ever
apologize to
apologized
Brennan Johnson.
Anyone? Who has? You know why? Because he has 4 and 4. And you said you should send them back to
Make it
Wales.
30 and 38, and you can permanently stay not in
There you
Wales.
are, 30 and 30. You want Brennan Johnson to score 30 Premier League goals. You're
30
so
GA.
shit.
30
That's
GA.
worse than anything I've ever said about Chelsea. You're aware of that.
30
right?
GA. Is that too much to ask for the young man?
Yes.
I'm used to my Welsh wingers winning us games by themselves. So when I get another Welsh winger and he comes in here and he's like, "Hold my hand, Daddy. I'm scared." Go back to Wales.
You're a fraud. It's not.
So quickly, we haven't heard your thoughts on Maresca's start to the season. How have you felt about Maresca?
How do I feel about Maresca? What do you mean how I feel about Maresca?
How you started life at Chelsea?
Oh, he started really well. And what, like, you want to be, oh my God, Maresca should win Manager of the Year. He's so, Habibi, it's 6
No.
games.
Like, I mean, you did
What
say
happened to
Poch would win
Chelsea
manager of the
standards?
season with us being in
What happened
8th.
to Chelsea standards? You used to celebrate Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues. Now you're celebrating 6 games.
Oh, now we're doing gaslighting. I just asked your thoughts on
I'm not
Maresca.
gaslighting at all.
Because
It's
you were
6
quick to
games.
say Poch would win manager of the season by getting us to 8th place. So I just wanted to know your
No,
thoughts
he
on
got
his
you
run.
6th. Don't lie. He got you 6th.
No, while we were in 8th, you were saying it.
Yes, but you had a shit team.
And even then, manager of the season for 6th, when we want to talk standards, please.
Yes, of course, because he got you to 6th place. Well, you had a shit team last year compared to
Yeah,
now.
you also got us to 14th in April, but
Yeah, they didn't sack him then. They sacked him when he was 6th. And yet you say they're better than Ineos. So where do you go from
yeah,
here?
they sacked him. Yeah,
there
they
you
are.
There you are.
I agree.
There you are.
Too late, but yeah. Could have been
Right.
4th of a Carabao if they did it earlier.
The chat's saying Diaz has 5 and 5 or 5 and 6.
Yeah, he does. And I'm still not going to apologize.
But I should apologize to Brennan.
Yeah, because you were too harsh. I was never too harsh from Diaz.
What did you call
Yeah,
it?
to be
You,
fair,
what was
I
that
haven't even
nickname you
asked for
gave
any
Diaz?
apologies. I just wanted to hear where your stances were at. That's all.
Listen, my stance is Chelsea are a good team and they're competing for top 4. I think currently they have the best 10 in the league and the second best midfielder in the league. Their defense is a lot better. Goalkeeper is iffy. And the forward line is very good for Chelsea. Very good forward line. That's the thing. But I think Sancho's being a bit overrated. I don't think he's that good. I think Palmer is like the guy, behind the front three that's making everything tick. I think Jackson is underrated, if anything. So I'd say people are doing too much Sancho prop and not doing Jackson prop. I'd say Jackson is.
Yeah, I think we just didn't expect him to start the way that he did. But we need to see how you go over the next few months as well. I get that. But in terms, he's already locked down the left-hand side. Like, that's his.
Yeah, I think
No one's
Sancho
taking
in
him,
this
yeah.
game, specifically against Brighton, was really good. But in the other 2 games, he was just okay. I didn't see something amazing in Sancho. It was
No,
really okay.
Bournemouth, he was really good. We had nothing on the left-hand side until he turned up. We brought him on, suddenly we're creating everything off the left. Just like that.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair
just
enough.
having him as an option is a plus, man. That's all I would say.
Yeah, that's it. Now I can create off both wings.
Yeah.
Before, we were literally just a right-sided team. Everything off the right, nothing off the left. Because we'd have Mudryk playing there. And I promise you, I'd see games where the team would spend 30 minutes watching Mudryk and then turning and passing the other side.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay, fair enough. Guys, by the way, Egal cannot join us because of his child. Dayo will be hopping on in a second just so we can finish up the Arsenal section and then we'll let everyone go. Big up to Blazu, who says, Egal, you're saying all that. I respond to Egal for Egal. If they do hire Southgate, then I will come here and I'll say, I'm sorry. I was wrong. Clear Lake is better than Ineos because if they hire Southgate, it's done. There is no argument to be made and it's finito. You get me? So yeah, that's the reality.
My whole thing was he didn't even have to make the silly comparison because we were doing a United section at the time. Now we did that. I'm just gonna keep holding the comparison.
Yes,
we didn't have to do Ineos be Clear Lake over a couple months. We didn't have to.
Yeah, but for me, if they hire Southgate, it's over. Khalas, done. Forget.
Sam, can I ask you?
Target's already over. Their
Sam,
season's already looking like a mess.
Hassam, can I ask you, what did you rate our transfer window?
I thought you had a good window. Yoro, Ugarte, Xerxes, you get me? You don't have a bad window at all. Delict, Mazraoui. I thought Mazraoui was a very underrated signing. You had a good window. I thought you had like a 7 out of 10 window.
Fair enough.
Not amazing, but 7 out of 10. And I still think Ugarte can cook. People are calling him Ugarte or Gallagher and blah, blah, blah. You're just not using his strengths. His strength is completely defending. So that's the thing for me. So I'm just
Technically, I called him Poo Forte, not Ugarte.
Tomato. Which team will be relegated in your opinion, is what Tig says. I think Southampton are going down.
Yep.
I think Leicester,
Yeah,
Leicester
Southampton.
might have a bit of hope. Ipswich might have a bit of hope. I think Everton going down, God willing. And who's the third club?
I think
I'd say Leicester. I say Leicester going down still. I'd say
yeah.
Leicester going down. So yeah, I'd say Leicester going down. Care, can we have your thoughts about Hazard saying Salah's clear of him?
Hazard is a very humble person, and he's not going to tank one of his friends by creating a mad debate about him for the 563rd time. So he's going to big him up. More power to him. We all know Hazard and Salah are close friends. Cool.
Yeah. Big up to Hazard for saying Mo Salah's much better. Mod Zedel, Haytham, and Mama Flossie. I appreciate the recommendations, Luke, but we're good on mods now. The mod army is all good. And Tanya finally says Cole Palmer is the best player in the league. First of all, don't say wallahi every time you want to make a point. Stop swearing. Number one. Number two, currently on form, it's just because he scored 4 goals in one game. But I don't know who's the best player in the league this season. It has to be Haaland, in my opinion. But yeah, it is what it is anyway. So appreciate you, Tanya.
The argument for him. That's the thing. Like, there's players that have an argument for him. I think it's Haaland, Foden, Palmer, and yeah.
No one from the team that's top of the league with the best defense. Van Dijk. Hello.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can put Van Dijk in there if you want to. That's calm.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna give you Salah, but him as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's options. For me, it's Palmer, but I understand. There's other arguments.
For me, it's Romero.
For me, it's Palmer as well. I'd say Palmer.
If I'm doing team of the season, my midfield 3 would be Caicedo, Gravenberch, Palmer.
Same.
Yeah, that would be midfield 3.
Wouldn't even argue that because Gravenberch's been the best midfielder in the league.
Yeah, he has.
Haaland has been. But anyway, khalas, that's beside the point. Let's talk Arsenal. Hello, Dayo. Thank you for joining us. Guys, this is the last section. I don't want to keep you guys for too long. Big up to Dayo.
Just want to say before Dayo goes, it's interesting. As soon as he joins, now my daughter's getting real fussy. Just, I don't know. She can feel the weather changing or something.
Arsenal energy. Fair enough.
Big up Dayo. Big up Dayo.
What's up, Jacob?
Big up Dayo. Big up.
Good to see you, man. Hope you're well.
So I have a question about Arsenal today. And I don't want you to talk about the Leicester game or any of this. I just want Dayo to give us a response on this topic that we're also going to get everyone else's opinion on. Are Arsenal sustainable? That is the $1 million question that has been on every Arsenal and non-Arsenal fans' mind. Dayo, tell us whether you think you're sustainable or not in the comment section below. And I'll tell the chat something. Since
in what
you
sense?
all want to free Total Eclipse, I'll give you a free way. If we get to 500 likes, I'll mod Total Eclipse again. Simple as. We have 800 people here. We could get
rise it up. Free up Eclipse, man.
500 likes, Eclipse will become mod again. Go ahead, Dayo.
So when you say is this sustainable, and what are you talking about? Are you talking about our style of play? Are you talking about the players that we have? Are you talking about injuries? What are we talking about here? When you say is this sustainable, what are we really referring to? Because we've seen winning the league. We've seen Arsenal play different types of way with different teams this season in the first 6 games. We've seen them play defensive. We've seen them play offensive. So is it sustainable? Yes, it is sustainable when you play teams and you play them the way you're meant to play them to win the game. So it's sustainable. If you're referring to the rhetoric that people are putting out there, which is, Arsenal have changed their style of play and they're just only defensive now. That's a lie. That rhetoric is obviously a big fat lie. So we've seen Arsenal play in different ways against different teams. Against Leicester, we didn't play a low block. If we did, that must have been the highest chances created from a low block I've ever seen in my entire life. Against Aston Villa, we did not play a low block. Against City, we did. Against other teams, like maybe Atalanta, we did. So we play in different ways. I think the team is dynamic enough. And if people are saying, is our defense sustainable enough? Well, I think it is. Even with injuries, we now have players like Tomiyasu back again in training today.
We still have Zinchenko. He's not the best defender, but he does something from our left back. He's still out. So we still have Kyria. We still have players that can come in and do business. So defensively, we say, are we sustainable defensively over the rest of the season? I think we are. Marino is back in training. That's a dual winning monster right there from last season. He's not done it for Arsenal yet, but based on what we can say from last season, you have him, you have a Declan Rice in front of your back four. I think you have a solid defense throughout the season. And even if Marino is injured, you still have a Thomas Partey. You can say he doesn't have legs, but at least he can do a job. So if you're looking at that midfield and again, it's just another reason why it is also sustainable is not having our most creative player Odegaard out and the injuries we have. We're the only unbeaten team with Man City this season in 6 games. So is that sustainable when you have injuries and you're able to find ways to win?
Yeah, we're talking about sustainability of results. I'm talking about performances.
Yeah, performances. If you create, so what are we basing this performance on? Are we saying that
performances meaning winning games of football, being consistent from now to the end of the season, scoring the way that you score, set pieces, stuff like this?
Yeah, it's sustainable because we're doing it game by game. The last 6 games we've been doing it. Even in games that we had to play when we had 10 men on the pitch, we had to play a different way to actually try to protect our lead. Against Brighton, it was actually play a different. Yeah, against Brighton, it was still 1-0 when we had 10 men. It was to protect the lead that we played that deep block, and of course we considered a draw in that game. But that's the point. We had to play a different way. But when we had 11 men on the pitch, you've seen how Arsenal has played. So it is sustainable. We have literally continued the track of scoring from set pieces from like last season. So far, so good. Defensively, we're a little more rock solid than we were last season. We're not. And again, people need to take away this rhetoric. We are not the best defense so far right now in the league. Right now, it is Liverpool. Liverpool has the best defense right now. So there's the narrative that people are creating. They want to create this narrative. Arsenal has the best defense in the league. It's not sustainable. You can't win the league with that. We're not the best defense so far. If we're going by the first 6 games, it's Liverpool.
Statistically it is us, but we haven't faced difficult opponents yet. We'll see what happens when that happens. Lewis, Shikh, Jacob, are Arsenal sustainable? That's today's question.
Sustainable for what? The title race?
Yes, and the way that they attack, the way that they score goals.
In terms of their attack, like I've said, I've had my questions about their attack because I don't think there's an out-and-out bagsman that they can rely on. Like, they have a good enough squad that they're never really going to get stuck on them in games or anything, but also don't think they really have the world-class firepower that you'd want to see from a team that's going for the title. So, I mean, they definitely are sustainable. Whether they win something or not is completely different. And I don't know. That depends on how seriously they take the cup competitions. That's been Arsenal's biggest problem with trophies. They don't really focus on the cup competitions to focus on the league title, and then they end up winning nothing as a result of it. So, yeah, I would say they're a sustainable team. Are they actually going to take the final step and win something? It's time to show us. At this point, I've heard enough. So, yeah, time to do it.
Can I come back and say something as regards to the cup competitions, like you said? That's another rhetoric that is not true. We haven't won the league in 20 plus years, but we won cup competitions in those 20 years. We have
no. I mean, in terms of the 4 years you've had under Arteta.
I know. So when people say Arteta did win it in his first year, I mean, yeah, people are going to say it's Unai Emery's team. Well, then let's give if it's Unai Emery's team, then let's do the same for Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea and say, well, that was Frank Lampard's team. He won the, we can go back and forth over things like that.
Well, I'm not even knocking that FA Cup win. I'm
not saying you're knocking it. No, I'm not saying you're knocking. I'm not arguing. I'm just saying Mikel Arteta, we saw what he did. He won the FA Cup in his first year and then overhauled the team. And it's taken him 3 seasons to overhaul the team. Now he has no excuse, like you said. He has to go on and win. But when people say Arsenal don't take the cups, the league cups, and all those other tournaments seriously, I always tell people that I don't think that's true because we won more of that in 20 years than we have actually won the league. So it means
I hear it from a 20-year range.
They say it for Arteta. Yeah, they say it for
I know,
Arteta.
but that's what I'm saying. For Arteta, in his first year, he won it, and then he's overhauled the team. So he started a whole new project, took the old players out, Of course, when you're overhauling the team, it'll be best if you can win those trophies at the same time. But that's a difficult thing to do. And you also have to put into context, this was his first job as a manager. This is his first job.
True.
People still talk about Arteta as though he's a Klopp or he's not. He's not on their level. He's not someone.
No, but I
who has
hear
them-
it depending on
so,
the
you know,
opposition you get knocked out by. Like when it was Liverpool in the FA Cup, fair enough, you're playing Liverpool. But like,
Yeah.
I think I remember the year before you got knocked out by like Brighton in the Carabao Cup, and it was a heavily rotated team, for example. And I'm sure that's not the only example that I have if I really look that deep into it. And that's where I think he could have done a bit better. Europa League as well goes without saying. Stuff like Olympiacos and all of that. Like,
Yeah.
there's been a lot of fumbled opportunities over the last 4 years. Not 20, but like the last 4.
And like you mentioned also, like in his first year he won the FA Cup. Like you could argue that technically wasn't his team. And since you've mentioned that now that he's gotten his team and all that, he hasn't really won anything. So I think the question more of is, so like, will he finally be able to get over the line and win like a Premier League? Because let's face it, I know some Arsenal fans will be happy if you are able to get some sort of domestic trophy, but Arteta hasn't been building this team for 4 years to win domestic trophies. It's to win the big one, the Premier League, and that's what you guys have been having your focus on for the past 2 seasons. So in terms of like sustainability, you have sustained good performances and a foundation of how you play and all that type of stuff. It just, for me personally, it goes down to the bigger games this season and whether you guys have enough personnel to get that goal in those bigger games and win those matches. Which is why, like, I've had arguments with people in the past where people told me, going to City, getting a point, it's good. But at the stage where you're at, when you want to be champions, you want to go to Manchester City and win the game, which you almost did, to be fair. But in terms of that question, I think you have been sustainable and you will be sustainable. It's just more of the fact that, let's say if there are some more injuries that do take place, does that hinder your personnel in some of those big games? That's the big question for me. Will you actually step over the line?
That would be left. That would be left to Arteta on how he decides to play, and what he decides to do. And with the City thing, I hear it. If you want to beat City, you have to go to City and beat City. Liverpool, the year they won the league, didn't go and beat City. So it's not, and we don't play City every week. And so that's the thing. It's like, I hear this all the time, and I think people
beat them at home, though.
I know, yeah, but we beat them at home last season too. We took 4 points away from.
Oh, you're talking about the Etihad, yeah, we did.
At the Etihad, yeah. So what I'm
but
saying,
the league was already wrapped up.
I know, but my point still is that at the end of the day, whenever it has to do with Arsenal, there's always this new rhetoric that, you have to then go and beat City, when other teams who have done it before, actually, who else has won the league under while Pep has been here? I think Klopp has won it and Conte has won it, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but Conte,
Pep
Conte wasn't ready.
Conte
but my point is, like, at the end of the day, there's this, if you don't beat them at the Etihad, you're not proving that you want to win. You take 4 points away from the champion last season and you still don't win the trophy. It just tells you how hard the league is. That's not a shameful thing. That's like, it's annoying that you don't win. There's been only 11 teams over the history of the EPL that have won with over 89 points that we had last season. Only 11 teams in the history of the EPL. Like, think about it. All these years that people have been winning, there's been only 11 teams over all those years. So there's context to a lot of these things for me when we talk about, like, I agree with you. I think it's sustainable. Arteta just has to win now. That's the bottom line. He just has to win, But all of this rhetoric that people keep putting down, people try to make a story all around. When it's Arsenal, then that's when you hear things like, if you have to beat City, and I'm like, do you really have to beat City? Because this is the same City that we all would say in one breath has the best manager, has the best striker, has the best midfielder in KDB, has the best DM in Rodri, has world-class players, and then you tell the Arsenal that you say has no world-class players yet, because everybody says it. Arsenal has no world-class players, and I agree with them. Okay, fair. Then we talk about our manager. He's nowhere on the level of the experience that Pep has. I agree with them, which is true. Then they say, well, now you got to go beat City at the Etihad, a team that hasn't lost there for 47 games. If you want to prove that you want to win it, it's like, which is it? That's the crazy part for me. This year we almost did it, but it didn't happen. And that tells you why City is City, right? And it also shows why we have reached the levels that we have reached by pushing 11 players on the pitch. We were 2-1 up. 11 v 11, we were 2-1 up. I don't care what anybody says. We didn't play low block in the first half against City. We only played the low block in the second half because we had 10 men. Anybody who says that we went there to play the dark arts, we played the low block, it's just being ridiculous. What would you do with 10 men against City? I saw a graphic. Every top 6 team.
Tell you what I do 10 men against City. I keep going for the goal.
Oh no, you play a highline. I know you.
Remember the Alamo.
You're Ange.
I think you guys definitely went down to defend, but with a bit more of a notion to attack. I just don't think there's any it's not a bad thing. I get why you did that.
No, of course. I that's what I'm saying. Like you're going to you're going to the Etihad. You're going to play a team that hasn't lost in 47 games. You're going to play the best team in the world at the time with the best manager of our generation that we've seen so far. Yes, you have to defend. You have to find a way to defend. You can't go there and play expansive football and think that you're going to beat them at the Etihad. You're going to lose. Every team that had 10 men and went to the Etihad and played expansive football came back with the least people that they beat was 4-1, and I think that was Manchester United. Every other person since 2019 till now has been 6-0, 5-0, 5-1. Like it's been destruction, So you can't go there and do that and be like, I'm just gonna open up with City and Pep. Or you're asking to be done in, So yeah, so I think we're sustainable. I think we'll see. We're sustainable as regards to defensively how we play, and I hear you about the big bags man up front. I think another thing we need to look at is Arsenal doesn't play with that type of style now because we don't have that type of player now. Sadly, we have to find a way to play a different way, which is everybody contributes. Like last season, the stats show our defense contributed 15 goals to the pot, defenders alone. And there are games where, for example, we had all 10 outfield players had a shot on goal in one game last season as well. So Arsenal play a different way and score a different way. That's just the way I look at my team. Like, sadly, we don't have that bagsman up front. And hopefully we should get one soon. Fingers crossed. I don't know why we haven't gotten one, but if we don't have one, that's on the manager. He's chosen not to get one, then he has to go on and win with what he has. We've seen Pep also win the league without having an out-and-out striker, so, hey, it's not impossible. It's been done before. That means there's a possibility that it could be done again. So, yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Jacob, finally, do you think that's sustainable?
I think they're as sustainable as they've ever been. They can continue to get second place. It's no problem. They've continued to make business to help sustain that second place, just like Tottenham have done business to help sustain 5th, 6th place finish. It's the name of the game. When your owners are in it to mostly make money and give the facade that you're competing, this is what you get. You get acceptance of things that are actually lesser than the standard in which you probably set for yourself. But I do think that there is a little bit of plaudits that need to go to Arsenal in respects, because to be able to go down a man, hold up against one of the best teams, top 3 teams in the world right now, I think that that's impressive. Now, again, it's fun to banter and be like, oh, you went down to 10 men and then you just low block, but what's the problem with that? Jose Mourinho famously said, what is it? You can have all the ball, I'll take the 3 points. And that's what they were trying to do. And they couldn't until the very end. And to me, they held on that long. There's no reason to believe that if they face a lesser opponent that they could do the same thing, but even better, and actually, get the 3 points. So is it sustainable? It'll remain to be seen. If Odegaard stays out, they get another injury to one of them core players that they don't have a backup for, or they do have a backup, but just ain't quite to that same level. Then I think that's when they really get into the pickle position. Like last year, they were fantastic, and Dayo, you could correct me, but I don't think y'all had many injuries at all. And it's like, I remember looking at that, like, well, if they got an injury, things might be different. And they did get that injury this year. So to see how they manage without Odegaard, and then they also managed without Rice, who's a staple in their midfield too. So like, they're finding different ways to win. They're finding different guys to rely on. So there are a lot of positives. Now, from a bantering side, like, I don't think that they have done enough to overtake City, even a Rodri-less City, even a Julian Alvarez-less, Phil Foden not playing. Like, there's just, you can't take the food out of the lion's mouth until the lion's asleep, and that lion ain't asleep. So to me, all that Arsenal have done is pissed off the lion. Now the lion is even more protective of the food that they got. So to me, it's good that someone is out there poking the beast, because someone needs to. If it wasn't Arsenal, who is it? Liverpool? Liverpool fans don't even want to say that they can challenge. So it's like,
hey, I'm the leopard. I told her today. I'm the leopard. I'm in the tree. I'm letting the lion and tiger fight. And if the leopard is healthy to the end of the season, I'm gonna get that gazelle. That's it.
Yeah,
So
you
you
just
wanna go
staying
there,
out of
we
the
can go
crossfires for now. That's not a bad idea. I mean, that's what Spurs fans do every year. Set your expectations lower than dirt. So when you do win a game, now you're through the roof. I just don't live my life that way. If I was a Liverpool fan, I'd probably be saying, we're challenging you for the title. You can hold that. But that's just, the way that I am as a person. But, Arsenal, like, the question is, can they sustain it? That will only be answered at the end of match week 38.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's just how I see it. But by all intents and purposes, right now they're showing they can take the punches. The victory versus Leicester reminded me of last season. Like, yes, it was Luton, but yes, they did win in the dying seconds. Like, it wasn't the dying seconds; it was Trossard, and then they put the fourth on them real quick. But like, they almost dropped points, and they refused to drop the points. So it's like, yes, it was against a recently promoted side, but you still have to show that backbone, that resiliency to fight through adversity. So yeah, man, props to them for that. If they can sustain it, you probably better off asking, or you get the same amount of probability if you say, can Brennan Johnson sustain this goal scoring run that he's in? Probably not, but it remains to be seen.
Okay.
But you know what you just said right now, Jacob, and I hear you. But like what you just said, what Brennan Johnson has added so far to his game in the last 2-3 games that has given you wins in those games will count for something at the end of the season. It's just so if you look at the difference between Arsenal and City last season, we both won 28 games. We lost 5 and drew 5. They lost 3 and drew 7. The difference was 2 ties that they had. 2 points. That was the difference between the Arsenal team last season and City. So it wasn't like we're miles apart from each other. It's not like they won more games than we won. So for me, the key thing now is in certain games, just win them, because that's all you need to do to be able to edge City. You can't edge City more than one or 2 points to win the league. There's no beating this City team with 5 points to win the league. It's not happening.
Okay.
No, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I think the most accurate statement comes from Jacob. But literally, we have to wait till match week 38. But maybe 10 match weeks from now, we can make a fairer assessment. Big up to Luke, who says, Lewis, Total Eclipse said, check your DMs, bro.
Oh, yeah, no worries. I'll get that sorted.
Did you see the clip? Is it the clip of me saying Ineos are better?
I still need to watch it.
Yeah,
no, but Sam, to your point, you make a good point. In about 5-6 weeks, we'll have a much more clear image of just how Arsenal can handle the adversities of losing your creative engine. I mean, Odegaard, I tried to talk shit on him last season and prop up Maddison above him, and I had to hold my words the last 25 matches of the season because he was absolutely fantastic and Maddison was mid at best. So it's like, to me, you lose that, what do you do? And what have they done? They've won every game since. So I don't know what they're rolling with the punches, man. As much as that sucks to see, I'm not gonna do clickbait thumbnails where I'm like, oh, Arsenal's so good. No, fuck them. I think they're bums. I'm not gonna do that. I will.
Forget that. I don't want to get involved. What is scary in Arsenal is even if they get injured, they get results. They are sustainable. They just need one world-class player in the summer, and that's it. That was their opportunity this summer to get a world-class player, but unfortunately, they didn't do that. That's why they left themselves a little bit, maybe a little bit short in terms of transfers and shit like that. But only time will tell.
There were no world-class players that were free now, and even the ones that had release clauses were like, I don't want to go to England. So like, let's be realistic. It's not like they weren't looking at players that had world-class capacity, to come play.
Why didn't you get Ivan Toney? Because I've legitimately in the summer felt like if Arsenal went and got Ivan Toney and a defender, they could have won the league.
The question again is, why didn't any of the big 6 teams look at Ivan Toney? Why are we sitting here and pointing Arsenal at Ivan Toney? Why isn't it? Well, listen. Why is it that? Why did you get Solanke instead of Ivan Toney? Why did
Because Ainge didn't like Ivan Toney's personality. He likes Solanke's personality more. That's
exactly
why.
what
he said. That.
but Arsenal said the same thing. They had a meeting with Ivan. And
Apparently, they had a
they
meeting with a guy and they didn't like his
him.
attitude.
Attitude
Yeah.
as well. So if that's good enough for Tottenham to say we don't like him, we'll get.
Hey, that's something Ainge and Arteta agree on. So, you know.
Yeah,
But
so
we also aren't in a position where we need 1 or 2 more players and we can legitimately win a title. That's you.
But winning the title is not just about what you do on the pitch. If you mess up and go off the pitch and do something crazy and it affects the squad for the next 3 weeks, and then you don't play very well for the next 3 weeks, or you are in the news and players are getting DMs and getting screenshots and things are just going crazy and people aren't able to focus, you don't win the league. You have to. Winning the league is not just only on the pitch; it's off the pitch as well. It's how everything is carried on. So. You know,
I do think that is a big indicator that no one else went in for him and he ended up in Saudi. So that says something.
This is true. Hussam, where can we watch the video of you? Final super chat of the day. Big up to you, Kaye. On TV, also Pull are chilling right now. FSG need to back in January, though. Happy days for Lewis. Chelsea are cooking. Listen, step by step, baby. Step by step. And we definitely need to strengthen in January because we will see where we're at by the time we get to January. That's the $1 million question. I did email them, ask them if I could post it on my channel. And unfortunately, they said I cannot post it on my channel, the part where I spoke, because it is a copyright infringement. So the people, I think it's that episode of Fan Zone is more available for kind of fans worldwide more than anything else. But yeah, that's unfortunately, I just can't play it. Anyway, guys. We're going to wrap up the stream. Thank you to Dayo for joining us. Big up to Egal as well. Obviously, he had to leave because of his children. Big up to Jacob. Big up to Shikh. Big up to Lewis. All their channels are in the description. United Spurs of America. Shikh TV. You get me?
Egal has one child. Not
I just wanted to bring that up for the Hazard thing quickly.
That's clickbait. That's clickbait. Anyway, big up to Lewis. Big up to Shikh. Big up to all these guys' channels in the description. Also, this stream is going to take you over to Footy Judge Mo stream. So love you all, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, inshallah. And happy October to everyone in the chat. Peace.
Who's better, you or Mo Salah? Did you know he was going to be this good at Chelsea?
He was good already, you know, but that good we play when he was playing in Basel. So we play in Champions League the year before, and then we were like, wow. And then we bought him like, yeah, we have to buy this guy because this guy is so good. And then, you know, in football sometimes you have up and down, and then what he did with Liverpool is insane. Wow.
Who's better, you or Mo Salah?
Mo Salah by far.